back. Hope you've enjoyed the show so far. Before the break, I mentioned that I'll be having a conversation with the men in green. But you also just watched that video about youth in sport. If there's anything that unites Nigerians besides Nollywood and music, it is sports. That's the one time we don't care what tribe, what religion, what color someone is, we support ourselves. In Nigeria, sports is a big deal, which is why we have the sports segment. And today, I'm with the men in green, Abraham and Sam, our sports analysts and presenters. Was this planned or is it solidarity with Super Eagles? And don't lie about
No, it wasn't planned. I just walked in and I saw him and I was like, oh, damn it.
it. You know what? How do you feel when you go somewhere, you see someone wearing exactly the same thing as
Especially
you?
when he's a stranger.
Yes.
It's a lot.
But tell me, it's a new year. What's going on in the sports world currently?
Ah, well, it's been an exciting one. In the Australian Opening has been happening, particularly in the tennis.
I'm watching the female Australian as well.
Yeah, yeah. So, but then, particularly one thing that really took my attention is the semifinals. Yeah, because we're all looking forward to, or I in particular, are looking forward to a final of Djokovic and Sinner. But then Djokovic picked up an injury, which was very heartbreaking. And then now we don't because Sinner is considered world number one. But to me, I have watched both of them play, and Djokovic still stands out for me, maybe in there.
But you know that's interesting for me because that's my next question. Do you think we've come to the new era of tennis where the likes of Nadal, Federer, Djokovic, their time is past, and you now have Sinner, there's the French guy as well. Yes. Do you think we're getting into that switch, or people like Djok still have a couple of years to play?
Ah, Especially speaking of Djokovic, I watched the interview when he was asked if he was going to retire anytime soon, and he said he doesn't know yet. And response like this only means he has something he wants to achieve. And if he continues, I feel he's not giving room for other young players like Alcaraz. Alcaraz is really good. Like I've seen that guy good, and I feel this is the point where he should be a center figure. But the old cargoes are still there. It's just like Messi, Ronaldo in football. These are people that their time have passed now. Just give time for Haaland, Mbappe, but then they still want to prove a point. But I feel very soon they'll wrap it up and allow the young guys to take the stage.
Tell me about football.
Ooh.
Samuel, how is Arsenal doing?
We're doing, should I say fine? But yeah, Arsenal, we're doing fine because I know Barcelona fans now are not happy hearing me or me saying Arsenal are doing fine. We're doing well. We're doing better than Chelsea and Man U, so we're doing fine.
I know that's intentional, but I'll skip over that like I didn't hear that because I'm a Chelsea fan. Arsenal performed really well last season. How do you compare their performance last season to this season, and what do you think is the problem?
I feel the major problem is we really need a striker. We really need a striker. We don't have a top nine, so we're just managing the whole players we have. We really need a striker. That's just the main thing.
Abraham, what do you think?
Well, that's true in one sense. They need a striker, right? Because they create a good number of chances. Their defense is solid, but their conversion rate is poor. Look at the match against Manchester United. Manchester were down with a red card. Manchester with 12 players should still be beaten. But they had 10 players and Arsenal could not win that match. So I feel they need a striker. But at the same time, I feel the same problem Pep gets to have for me. He overthinks his tactics, yeah, especially when the match gets to a particular point. And that's the same issue I feel Arteta is having, because against that Manchester United match particularly, he made some tactical changes and substitution that I feel were not really necessary for that match. And I asked myself one question, and I've asked Sam this question: if Arsenal should finish trophyless, should Arteta still remain Arsenal coach? And I haven't gotten an answer for that question.
Sam, what do you think?
To be honest, Arteta finishing trophyless, it will be painful, but we can't sack him because, okay, if we'll sack him, we're going to replace him with somebody doing well. So who is doing better than Arteta among the jobless coaches we have now?
And you don't need a jobless coach. You can just go Arsenal, Man U picked a coach who is currently working, who was working, and I'm sure there are good coaches out there. I just feel Ateta is not just.
I think Arsenal, and this doesn't say bad about Ijebu people, but they don't want to spend money. Arsenal is always proud to tell us, oh, we've just saved £150 million and all whatnot, as opposed to investing that money
Yeah.
in doing the right part. So they're more business minded when it comes to keeping the business. But if you recall, in December, I said this myself that my fear with Chelsea is that every December we drop points.
Yeah.
And that has happened.
It has.
As sad as it is, that has actually happened. But what's going on in the transfer world?
Well, a couple of players are moving. January transfer is usually a very difficult one because most top clubs are trying to keep their good players. But Manchester City have been very intentional in the transfer window because I'm sure even Pep is shocked that he's wondering what's happening with Man City. And I feel particularly for him because he's going through a divorce, and his club is doing a whole lot. And then I saw a statement, I don't know how true it is, that his wife said, or his former wife said, he spends more time thinking about his club than his family. I don't know how true that is. And then he's losing on both ends now. But he has made good transfers. He has signed a few defenders, signed Mamouche from Frankfurt, which is a good player. But the fear for Mamouche now is Alvarez was there. Alvarez is good. But Alvarez left because Haaland is always the point man in Manchester United. But we're waiting to see what's going to happen. Manchester United, well, they are selling, but they're not bringing. And I begin to wonder what's going to happen. You're sending and you're not bringing. What becomes of your team? Well,
You know what I think happened with Manchester United? When they sold it to the Americans are very capitalist. They just care about their bottom line. And so when that happened, I think the focus moved from the main football itself to the business part of it. But Sam, what transfers are you interested in or excited about?
Left to me, there's no. Well, as a, Arsenal have not done any real transfer, so I'm not really happy with any transfer. Any transfer.
So because Arsenal isn't the, you're not worried about all. Okay,
Yeah.
let's talk about the match to look out for this week. Manchester City versus Chelsea. I know you're a hater, Sam, when it comes to Chelsea, but, and I mean this in a good way. What's your prediction?
I want Chelsea to beat Manchester
Are you
City.
saying that because of me?
No, I want Chelsea to win that match because I feel like if they don't beat Man City well, they will recover. So I don't want them to even recover.
What's your prediction?
I'm a Man City fan on a good day. That's
You
the
should be
club.
sitting at the other side of the channel.
Because of Pep. That's the only reason, right? But I want Chelsea to win this match, particularly because they are closer to giving Liverpool a tough time than Man City. Yeah, so if Chelsea wins, Liverpool are on their toes. I don't want Liverpool to win the league as much as much as it looks very, very possible.
I'm a Chelsea fan, but for big matches like this, they tend to end up in a draw or like one of these 2-1 types. So I'll be okay with a draw, but if Chelsea wins, all the better for me. Let's talk about Nigeria, the next AFCON. What's going on in the Nigerian football space? We just saw the video about the youth competition, and I expect more of that. But what's going on in Nigeria?
For the AFCON, I think we're in a good spot. We're looking to qualify for the next round. Major concern now is the World Cup qualifiers because opposite, we're in a very tight spot. And I don't say it's going to take a miracle, but I still believe in the squad. I believe in the team. And particularly for the fact that we have a new coach, I haven't really watched him, but I'm excited that now we have an African coach.
Who's our current
I can't remember his name.
He is African.
He is African. Okay. He is African. Yeah, we have a new coach. So we're hoping that these players give him the support. NFF give him the support.
And the new Minister of Sport as well.
Yeah. And aside football, so I feel as for Africans, like especially for Nigeria, I feel this year I feel we could do more in the sports space. In other sports, investing in other sports. Because I look back at 2014, particularly at the Olympics, and I feel we have what it takes to also compete in different sports and activities on the Olympics. So I feel we can grow in it.
As we wrap up, I agree with you totally. It's interesting to note that the Nigerian female cricket team just got their first win in the Cricket World Cup. So yes, we need to look at other sports. We used to be very good at table tennis.
Yeah, we used
So
to.
that was good. It'll be good to see a Nigerian doing well in lawn tennis, like proper tennis as well. Anyway, so wrapping up, Sam, what did you achieve last year that you're proud of, and what do you want to do better this year?
What I achieved last year. The honest truth is, one of the major things I'm so grateful to God that I achieved last year is God making me a father.
Congratulations as that process goes on. And I'm guessing for this year you want to be a good father as it goes on. Abraham, what about you?
I think my highlights for last year was a very good year, but I started a program, a degree program, and I'm about rounding up, yeah. So all the exams I wrote last year were really good, and having to become a presenter. When I started, I went back to my vision board, and 2024, I could not locate anywhere where I said I want to be in front of the camera, but I was grateful for the opportunity to actually do it. Sport is what I talk about almost every day, so having to do it on air has been a very big one for me. And this year, we're looking to improve, have amazing people. One of the prayer I have this year is I get to interview one of our Nigerian players, or if possible, the Minister of Sports, at some
We'll
point.
make that happen.
Okay.
So we can show. That's all we can take on the sports review for January. We'll take a quick break. When we return, Kendall will be speaking with our entrepreneur of the week. So don't go away. We'll see you soon.